What up, world? It's your boy J Star. Finally back, man. I told y'all I was supposed to be back, for the Rodgers, trade and everything like that. But man, it took so long. Like y'all know how long this mess took. It just happened like 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, man. Like I expected that to happen. Well, I don't even know the last time I was on here. Like what? It had to be like 2 weeks and almost into the free agency or something like that. I feel like, but it's been the whole entire offseason basically till Rodgers finally gets traded. Took way too long to me. But like he even said, Rodgers even said it like it almost felt like it wasn't even about to get done at one point. And we started hearing the rumors that even the Titans was up for, to trading for him and things like that. So thank God it's done, man. I mean, you want to hear from me as a Packer fan. I'm very excited for the move and everything like that and to what's to come. But got a lot to talk about this draft, man, because I don't know about this draft, so far as a Packer fan. And for the trade period, though, what we got for the trade, I actually feel like we came up. Just to talk about, what happened with that trade real quick before we get started with this review. Getting the second round pick, what was it, like a fourth, I think, like that, or something like that we got, and maybe a seventh or something like that, I think we got from them. And then, a second round pick, but it could be a first round pick if Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps. Uh, I guess I'm happy about it. I do feel like, we won the trade. Of course, they have to now, they restructured, I think, Rodgers' contract and they owe him $100 million come next season. Not this season coming up, but the next one, which is crazy. And I know we wasn't going to be able to make no moves paying Rodgers $60 million this year, period. But I do feel like, we came up as long as he just plays up 65% of the snaps, man, because I would love for that pick to be a first round pick. I do hate that we lost our first round pick, in that trade and everything like that. I feel like we should have been able to keep our first round pick, got their first round pick, maybe not got a second pick, maybe got like a third, and, maybe still got maybe not a first round pick for next year, but at least possibly a second like we already have. I just, since we wasn't getting any players, I kind of feel like, that's the only thing I feel like I wish we didn't have to give up our first round pick, because going through this review of this draft today, you'll know why. Like, okay, so let's get on to it though. Let's talk about these teams, who came up, who didn't, things like that, who now we got, for fantasy wise, I'm going to kind of talk about things like that too as well. Like who we could probably possibly play now, more so, and take shots at, come certain weeks and certain good matchups. We could possibly take advantage of these players that maybe a lot of people don't, be on or something like that. And stacking them with certain these, some of these new quarterbacks possibly. So, for the first pick of the draft, we got Bryce Young, man. Bryce Young, highest, looks like one of the highest rated quarterbacks. I mean, I don't really have nothing to say bad about this dude. I really feel like he's gonna be really good. He has what, Adam Thielen on the team now in Carolina. They kind of, they lost DJ Moore. I don't think they really have anybody else really. But still a lot left in this draft for them to build and grab another receiver, to go alongside with Adam Thielen, possibly grab a tight end or something like that, because they've been one of the weakest teams at tight ends. Like, I never draft, when I'm playing fantasy, my DraftKings and things like that, I never draft a tight end for Carolina ever. And I don't care about missing out on not getting points from them tight ends. But there's a lot of good tight ends still left. So I definitely believe like they could definitely do that. That would be my next draft for them. But so far, Carolina has hit, to me, A+ for sure. Like the grade is showing right here. So good job for Carolina and your fans and everything like that. Y'all should be very excited for this. But we're gonna move on to the next pick here. We got CJ Stroud. Texans, man, this is huge for the Texans, man. Really, really happy for the Texans. Coming off of having Deshaun Watson, I mean, was a great quarterback, like, and everything, but what all happened, this is a great comeback for them. Like, getting the what is it? I forgot his name right now, but Demeekins, I think his name is, for the coach now they got. I think he's going to be a really good coach there. Even though he's a defensive coach, but they really do need defense. I know y'all all know from DraftKings and fantasy, It doesn't matter like what fantasy you're using. Everybody knows to pick the running back against the Texans. But hopefully, now with D'Amico Ryans or whatever, they build, for the rest of this draft, we see them kind of build some linebackers, maybe defensive ends or something like that, because they are really hurting right now on defense. It was also good to see that they got John Mechie back at practice. So this is about to be crazy watching CJ Stroud and see how John Mechie does. They did lose in the offseason to the Cowboys. Brandon Cooks is gone now. So, it's John Mechie time. This is possibly a good little stack that could end up happening with John Mechie and CJ Stroud. Maybe something we could take advantage of when the matchup comes. So, because we know he's going to get probably 10 to 8 targets at least, now that no Brandon Cooks. There's nobody really over there to really take the volume away from that boy. So, really excited to see that. Probably going to be able to hit on something like this, maybe CJ Stroud 5,000, something like that, quarterback on a week, and we get maybe a 5 to 4,000 John Mechie too as well. So I feel like that could be a good little hit that we might want to look out for, especially looking at the preseason, see how they kind of working already, their chemistry and everything. But yeah, this is a really great pick for them, man. I'm really happy for the Texans. Good job for y'all and your fans, man. Should be on the up right now, on the come up right now. So now we're gonna move on. Got the next pick of the draft for the Texans. They traded up. I forgot. Oh, it was Arizona. Yeah. So they traded with Arizona. This is great. We just talked about, how they horrible at stopping the run. But let's see. What does it says about Anderson? Will Anderson here. First step quick. Powerful hands. Outstanding. Frequently outpowers blockers. Great. So you should be able to get to the quarterback. Looks like powerful punch. Pass rusher, he's capable of getting into the quarterback. Okay, great. Stacks blockers, sets hard edges, locates the ball quickly. So defending the run, disengages quickly. Okay, quickly disengages defending the run. Okay, great. This is what they needed. Exactly what they needed. That's why he's an A+ grade. This is the first piece, for what they need to possibly build a little bit better at stopping the run. And as well at least get into the quarterback again. They haven't been able to get to the quarterback since J.J. Watt. But yeah, they're comparing them to Von Miller too. So yeah, I mean they're gonna need a lot more, and I'm sure they got a lot more picks, even though they traded up here. So I don't know what pick they actually lost. But yeah, they need to focus heavily, I feel like, on defense for now. Before they get too crazy on offense, I know they want to have a good year for CJ Stroud, to be able to have targets to actually throw the ball to. But they're not stopping nobody. They won't ever be able to compete with anybody anyways, because everybody just continues to just run on them. And they was actually a lot better this year already defensively at stopping passing. So they could just build up the line and the offensive linebackers and all the linebackers behind that line. They will all, they could get all those pieces probably this year, So we'll see. Like so far, A+ for both of these two picks for them. And we're gonna move on to the next one here. We got the Colts. Shocking pick here, y'all. Shocking pick, man. I did not think they would draft Richardson. I had Will Levis, Levis, I think it is. So I had him getting picked here. But 3 black quarterbacks got picked first time ever. In the top 10 of the draft, and this boy here is really good, man. Strong arm, very strong, 6'4" and strong, man. Like Cam Newton is what it seems like, but they got him as Josh Allen, so great comparison there. I mean, if he's Josh Allen, then you're in for a great quarterback, for the future for the Colts, man, for the first time, because going from I've been tired of the Colts, man. Like, how long was y'all gonna keep trying out these old veteran quarterbacks? And we're seeing and it really sucked when they started getting young offensive talent there, and it's like y'all just missing like a young piece quarterback, man. The whole time that's all I've kept feeling. Like, you can't have the running back Jonathan, and then what's it? Oh God, why can't I think of the receiver? Is it Michael or something like that? I can't remember the name right now. But you can't have those two offensive weapons that are really good offensive weapons, man, and not have a quarterback, man. Like, he couldn't even get the ball to the receivers, really. Like, the last 2 to 3 quarterbacks they went through: Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, And I'm missing one too. Some other old quarterback that I can't remember right now. They just went through the oldest of the bunch and the most beat up quarterbacks too at that. Like all of them was like injury prone. Just made no sense to me. Like why would they do that? But I'm glad to see they went strong. I mean, not even also counting since Andrew Luck, and he was really good. But the injuries that happened to him, failed them and everything, which really sucks. So this fan base been going through, some very hard times. I know it's had to been a hard time just watching this team. Like them Thursday night games that they had this year was trash. So this is a good, restart right here. A great way to restart the rebuild with this first pick right here. Now I'm thinking possibly, tight end to receiver. Because like I said, they got one receiver, and then they got great running back in Jonathan. But it's like let's get you one more good receiver, mate. I know there's a lot of them been taken off the board though, but that or a tight end. I don't know when they come back up in the draft, but that would be a great start. I would probably go for a tight end if I was them. But let's keep it moving here. See what we got. What's next? Who's next on this list? Okay, so we got the Seahawks who are drafting a cornerback and Devin Witherspoon. So I didn't know what they was gonna do, but it seems like they're trying to Jair Alexander. Wow, he's supposed to be that good. Okay. I mean, Packer fan supposed to be Jair Alexander. He's supposed to be the best, and so I'm gonna have to see though how this dude does. But already having a good cornerback on one end, and basically what they're comparing him to Jair Alexander, like that's gonna be crazy because the other cornerback on the other end, they basically got a Richard Sherman all over again, but with speed. Dude runs like a 4.2, like 40 or something like that on the other side. Like this is gonna be crazy, man. Like they might become, Legion of Boom again. Once they get some linebackers, I believe, and maybe a safety. Because you got to get Thomas and things like that as safety type of safety, but Earl Thomas and things like that. You got to find that person, but I'm sure they might be probably trying to get that in the next round. So they're trying to seem like they're really trying to build the Legion of Boom. Their offense is pretty stacked, and they got a lot better too. I forgot they got another pick coming up though. But yeah, so far this is a really good pick for them. I can't really say anything else. Like I really like this for them. Their defense needs to get back as good as it was when they went to the Super Bowl, and this is the step to get in there for sure. So Seahawks fans should be very excited about this. And also, this was the Denver pick for sending what do I want to say, Russell Wilson. This is great for them, really great for them. And so then we got next up here, Cardinals end up drafting an offensive tackle. I always trip out that offensive tackles go so early. Just feel that why more teams don't pick other things first, so that way offensive tackles be in the second round or something like that. But it's just funny to me that they go so early. Like, but I get it. Everybody needs to protect their quarterback. Definitely, this is a good sign for the Cardinals because Kyler Murray is coming off of a thing like ACL tear or something like that. So he's gonna need really good protection. And at least you got an A, here in protecting him. Because he's going to need it really bad. Cannot be getting hit this year and going back on the injury list and being out for weeks again and things like that. So hopefully this works. But also I know, his injury didn't even really come for actually getting hit. It was actually just him running, trying to do a move, a juke move and, put his knee into the ground on the turf. So, but this is still, like I said, this is always good to see that, a team cares about their quarterback and protecting him and making sure he doesn't get hurt. So, good way to start there for the Cardinals. They should be happy about that. And then we got the Raiders up next. For Raider fans, I don't know, man. First of all, I'm not even I'm not a Raider fan, but like I thought Garoppolo wasn't really the actual quarterback for them. I kind of thought they would have got Will Levis, but I knew they wasn't going to really draft him because of the actual coach that they have, and he coached Garoppolo and everything, so I know he was going to roll with him. But just felt like since the quarterback was still there, I would have took him because I don't believe in Garoppolo. I really don't, but we'll see how it goes. But defensive end, high grade here, powerful pass rusher. It's definitely something they needed because the Jones dude didn't work out last season with next to Max Crosby, and they needed somebody else on that other side, man, because Max is really good, But like I always say, man, when you have a line and you have like one good linebacker or in defensive end, pass rusher and things like that, it always sucks when you only have one of them because all they do is just double him, maybe even triple him if they got to. You know what I mean? And then he has like no success at all throughout the whole game, and it's like the team is usually paying this person so much, and it's like you don't get to see him get any sacks, any fumbles, really. Like. And now that they did pick up somebody like this, Tyree Wilson and things like that, like this is great because now we should see a great year for Max Crosby. And they're going to need in this division with all these quarterbacks, you're going to need that type of pass rushing and destructing the quarterback and stuff like that. Like you're going to need that type of stuff going on because you need some interceptions thrown, you need some fumbles to happen. You need game changing plays and things like that. So hopefully he can do that for them. I don't think this is a horrible pick for them at all. Offensively, I feel like they probably do need what they needed a tight end and I feel like a better slot receiver. I feel like Devontae is really good at wide out, but it feels like period just receivers period. They kind of needed to surround with Devontae Adams, but they didn't go there for this pick. So I mean, this like I said, this is a good pick for the defense. They do need defensive stops and things like that, especially in that division. So next up we have the best running back, man, in the draft. Ooh, I'll tell you, I wanted this dude, but like I said, if we would at least had been able to keep the first round pick and, in my trade for Rodgers, man, possibly could have got this. But I can't believe the Falcons drafted him. That was a shocker to me. I would have never thought the Falcons. And I'm sure, I know they don't have running backs over there at all. But I don't know. It feels weird. But he's gonna be really great. No offense to that part. Like he's going to be really good. And I don't really know how their line is over here, but they do already have a really good tight end in Pitts. You have Drake London at wide receiver. He did trade away Calvin Ridley. So they should have more picks then, I'm sure too. So maybe that's why they went ahead and drafted, the running back and everything. But I don't know what else I would have thought they would need it. They kind of been already kind of stacking up on defense in the offseason. So possibly, maybe this was the best pick for them to get. I mean, like I said, they stole one here though, because I'm sure a lot of teams would have loved to have Bijan Robinson and everything like that, that were kind of better, teams than the Falcons. But this is a good start for them for a rebuild and everything like that. You do need a run game, especially to help that new quarterback that's starting over there now. So this should help him a lot. Having a really, oh my God, this dude can make plays. He has, he makes everybody miss from what I've been seeing from the highlights and everything like that. I really like this dude. So I know this is going to be great for their offense. And it should help, people like Drake London and Pitts. You know what I'm saying? Taking some of the load off of them with this running back and handing the ball off to him. They even got him compared to Saquon Barkley. That's crazy. So moving on, though, we got the Eagles, man. This team, oh my God. Eagle fans have to be so excited, yo. You just, I just feel like right now, this is the bet you go to Vegas right now and just put your money on them, because how does a Super Bowl team, they didn't win it, but golly, how does a Super Bowl team have a pick top 10 in the draft? I don't get it. I've never seen that happen before. So I don't know how many times that's happened, but how do you get to the Super Bowl and then have a top 10 pick in the draft? It was a win-win for them no matter if they won or lost, to me. Because now it's oh, we lost? Okay. What do we need to make sure we don't lose again? Top 10 pick, and then you get Jalen Carter. Oh my God, Eagle fans, yeah, fly Eagles fly for real, because y'all got it this season, for sure. I just don't see nobody. As long as all these players stay healthy and everything, it's gonna be hard to beat the Eagles. Period. Fantasy, their defense probably should be the top defense to pick every game every week, basically. You know what I'm saying? And they probably might be the highest scoring defense. So look out for that for sure. And we already know their offense is so elite. So they're gonna have the ball, get the ball back multiple times. So Jalen Hurts is gonna be one of the best quarterbacks to play. Yeah, this is just crazy, man. For real, this is one of the best teams, man. It's gonna be the best teams to stack up, period. Even with their defense attached to it, because they just got everything. We're gonna move on from them. So, like I said, good job to the Eagles there. We got the Bears. My rival team here, they was smart move here. I really was kind of thinking they might have took the receiver I wanted to get, and Jackson and everything from Ohio State to pair with his quarterback. But this was actually, like I said, offensive tackles. Smart move, man, because my God, they have no line on Chicago. It's the reason why Fields runs all the time, and we see how great he was, running and everything. But it's not cool if he has to really do it all the time because he's actually getting pressured. So, and we saw how he got hurt this year, and it's only his second year, so it wasn't good that to see him get hurt already. So it's good to see that they cared enough to actually go draft him some offensive tackle, and high graded one too as well. I feel like most of their draft should be this offensive tackle, really another offensive guard, because it's not enough just getting one. Think they traded last season. I can't remember what team it was, but it was a really good guard they grabbed from, I don't know if it was like the Titans or somebody like that. But I know they drafted, I mean not drafted, but traded to get a guard that was a really good one. Now they got one more. You still got three more. At least you can get one more, I think, in the draft here, just to seal that up so he could stop, being pressured and possibly get hurt, because they really need to be, Fields is the future, man. For them to ever try to even get close to winning a Super Bowl and competing for something like that, they need that protection for him. He has really good receivers now, and, Mooney should be back. And then DJ Moore, seems like he developed a little chemistry with Komet too at tight end. Maybe they'll get a running back, besides the one they have now, but, maybe they'll get another running back, to back up the one they do have, maybe a pass catching or friendlier pass catching back, because it would be nice to see Fields have a back to just dump it off to. But Bears should be pretty happy about this pick here. Should really help Fields be able to kind of sit in the pocket a little bit longer, not have to run as much, But I know for fantasy wise, we want him to run. We do want him to run. But we're going to move on from there, man. We got the Tennessee Titans, man. So I knew they was going to do this. Another offensive lineman. Don't know what's going on with the Derrick Henry play, but their coach being an offensive lineman when he was playing, I knew he was going to stay building back up the offensive line because they lost a lot of people, and it was kind of banged up too this year. And they plan on being a team that's going to pound, the ball, with Derrick Henry or whoever the running back going to be. Period. I feel like so they definitely needed this type of protection and somebody that can push the blocker, push them up, blocking really well and everything up the field so they can run 20-yard runs and stuff like that. But gonna move on from this pick because that was pretty simple. Everybody kind of know about Tennessee, how y'all do that. Let's see. So next up we got Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's see. So the running back, this was the second running back of the draft, got picked. Alabama, man. Let me see. Let me read up on him a little bit because I kind of can't. I'm trying to remember everything about him. Ability to run away, defenders. He's not overpowering. Okay, but he has the balance to absorb contact. Okay, reliable pass catcher. That's great. Adjust to throws outside his frame. That's great. Threatening after the catch. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this was the Lions. Oh yeah, they needed a running back. They let go of Jamal Williams. And then you can't really count on Swift because he's been hurt a lot. So it seems like they got a good running back here. Pretty high grade, almost an A. I feel like this is going to be really great for them. He might end up becoming the actual, their starting running back because, like I said, Swift gets hurt all the time. They're comparing him to Tony Pollard too. Yeah, this dude might be it for them. And might be a great pick for us to keep an eye on. Like I said, with the Swift or how they even use him because Jamal Williams, man. My God, I didn't expect him to become their number one back over there. Like that was crazy to me. So, I thought Swift, but I didn't think he was gonna get hurt too. Like how he usually always does, though, kind of. But so I could see Jahmyr Gibbs here. He becoming the number one back, and we'll be picking him. And he might be really cheap at the beginning, so got to keep an eye on that because possibly a nice little 20-something point fantasy for somebody that could be possibly $5,000, especially with a great matchup. So and we got to keep an eye out because I feel like one team that might be able to be picked on, we got to see how they end up drafting, but it might be the Vikings, and who knows if they end up matching up the Vikings really early in the season, and we might be able to pick on that early. So let's keep it moving. Oh God, it's the Packers. Oh goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna fly by this because I was expecting a receiver. Come on now, like Packer fan, y'all. Come on, that. So I get it. Preston Smith, probably is going to have like one more season with us, and we do need somebody to replace him. Rashawn Gary is a great pick that we had already, and like I said before too, you want to have the line as as great as possible, like all the way across. We already have Kenny Clark, you got Rashawn Gary, and Preston Smith. I don't think they're gonna pay him after this year, this season coming up. So you need somebody to take over for him, and I guess this is gonna be possibly a great pick. I have to just see how he's really gonna play, man. I've seen he has the strength, and everything like that to push back, the linemen and stuff like that. Hopefully gets in there and shows me something, give me some forced fumbles and some sacks this year, causes some, interceptions and things like that. But yeah, I really wasn't expecting a defensive player, man. So I feel like all the Packer fans got to feel the same way. This could be a win for us, but at the same time, it's not a win to the fans of what we wanted, period. So, but I'm gonna move on past that. Let's get to this next pick here. So we got the Steelers picked the offensive tackle. I don't know how bad their line was though. That's the only thing. So I don't really know if this was something great because I don't remember their quarterback getting sacked that much really. I really don't. So maybe that he was. I don't really remember picking defenses against the Pittsburgh Steelers because I know their quarterback's gonna get sacked, but like I said, it's always good to know that, a team does care about, a young quarterback that they just drafted, and then you're building up his line so that he can be protected to throw the ball down the field and have time in that pocket. So this is really good still, but I feel like Pittsburgh probably wanted something else. I don't know if it was defensively or maybe one more receiver possibly because I feel like they're missing like a slot receiver right now. We know they have the two, pretty nice wideouts, but they might end up getting that down the line because they do have other picks from the Bears. In the second round, they have like the first round pick, so in the second round, so that's really great for them. So this might not be that bad. Let's move on. Though we got the Jets pick that traded with the Packers here, and they drafted a really good linebacker. They're big on starting from the front of the line to everything behind the line. That's how they draft. And their line is already tough. Linebacker is what you got. Quentin Williams on the line. You got Quincy Williams at linebacker. Now you got this linebacker next to him. I mean, they already got Sauce Gardner. I think they need a safety or something like that now. They usually do really good in the draft, man. Like, you just watch out for the Jets, man, because this might be a defense that might end up being pretty cheap, possibly, the first week or something like that. And I feel like this is a good defense to take throughout the whole season, period. So definitely I feel like this is a great move for them. Definitely going to keep my eye on the rest of their picks because their defense gets any more loaded than this, man. They're going to be the top defense in the league. And having a top defense like that and getting back the ball to Rodgers with the offensive weapons that they do have already, man, that's going to be a scary threat. And especially in that division, they need to be loaded defensively to stop Josh Allen, Tua and things like that. And that speed of that offense over there, it's a lot over there in the AFC period. You got to try to beat the Chiefs and everything like that. So it's a lot. Bengals, Ravens now are crazy. Whew. So yeah, we about to get to them anyway. So let's keep it moving. This was a good pick though for the Jets. So they should be very, very excited about that. Washington, I was disappointed here, y'all. Washington, I'm like, Will Levis is there still, and y'all didn't draft him. I don't know, man. I don't think this was the best pick to me. Like, this team didn't get that much better to me with this pick. So I think they missed on this cornerback for real. Like, I mean, their division, I get it. You got, some really good, talented receivers, and you are going to have to try to find a way to slow them down to compete. Across the board, I do know that they do got really talented receivers and everything. So I get why they did it, but y'all don't even got a quarterback. Like, I don't know. I guess they really rolling with the quarterback they got, but I don't think, he's better than Will Levis. Like, so I'm going to move on past that. I'm sorry, for the Washington fans, man. Like, I don't think that was it, though. We see the Patriots. This is, just feel like a Patriots pick, man. That's all I can really say here. Like, they lost Gilmore to the Cowboys, right? Oh, my bad. He's been gone. So, but they haven't had Gilmore then. So they didn't really have no cornerback then. So they definitely focus on definitely having a good defense and definitely having cornerbacks that can stop wide receivers one-on-one, and being at the end of the division with the Jets, being Bills, and the Miami Dolphins, yeah, you're definitely going to need a cornerback that doesn't need help against those receivers that are over there. So going against Diggs and Tyreek Hills and stuff like that, yeah, you're going to need that. So hopefully this guy is pretty quick. It says quick feet to mirror the release. Okay, perfect. And speed to stay in phase. Great. So yeah, this was a good pick for the Patriots. So y'all should be very happy about this. I was kind of thinking y'all might have drafted a quarterback, but I guess, y'all rolled with defense instead, which is great. So we're going to move on from them. We got the Lions here. Another team I thought was going to draft the quarterback still. I don't know why nobody drafted Will, that I felt like their quarterback was kind of iffy, but I guess they maybe the second round, maybe one of these teams does take them eventually there. Inside linebacker, great job for the Lions, because I know, they got Hutchinson. Now you got a linebacker. I think next would probably be add somebody else on the other side of the edge or something like that. Maybe the next round they do something like that. But this is really good for them, man. They should be better at stopping the run, possibly. Let me see. He's a strong wrap-up tackler who chases with good effort. Okay. Side string, hold up, shows good awareness. Size is an asset underneath zone coverage. So he's like good zone coverage. I can't remember though for sure. I feel like the Lions play man coverage though. So he's gonna probably have to get adjusted to that, because I don't remember them playing zone. Well, with tight ends, okay, matches up well with tight ends. That's really great for them. They're gonna definitely need that. Not as much in Packers division and everything. The NFC North division, but there are really good tight ends across the board of NFCs. And then a little bit of AFC matchups they're gonna get. And it's always good to me. I love having linebackers that can actually cover these tight ends, because tight ends are getting better and better, especially in the style of defense that is being played now. People are having to go more to slot receivers and tight ends. So definitely you need to be building, your defense with players that can stick those tight ends and slot type receivers and stuff and cover well. Not just be a person that's just able to rush the quarterback or stop the run too. You want them to be able to cover if they can. So this is a good pick for the Lions, man. They should be really happy about that one. We're gonna move on here. We got the Bucks. Another team, I can't believe they really did not draft that quarterback, Will, man. Like, this is crazy, man. Like, they really rolling with Baker Mayfield. Okay. Like, I guess that's why, Devin White wants to get out of there. Like, he wants to get traded. So, defensive tackle, let's say run defender. They love being a team that stops the run. We already know that. You can't even run against the Bucks. Pass rusher with unique skills, set to overcome his lack of size. Yeah, so this is a good pick. Feels like the Bucks type pick, man, because like I said, they love trying to just make sure you can't run on them. They want to make it hard, that you're gonna have to pass on them, and they even still make it tough for you to do that. So this is a really good pick for them. Like I said, I just kind of thought they might have drafted a quarterback, but let's keep it moving from there. And here goes the first pick that pissed me off. Yeah, so Jackson's gone to the Seahawks. I was so shocked. I'm like, you already got Metcalf, and then you got Lockett. But I do understand, because Lockett gets hurt so many times every year, it feels like. It's going to be weird, though, because Lockett's been a slot receiver for forever to me. I don't even, and then he's a small receiver, too. So, and, Jackson only played in the slot. So it's going to be weird to see, because he has more height than Lockett does, so it's basically two slot receivers and a wideout in DK Metcalf. I gotta see how this is gonna work, because I don't really know. Like, they comparing him to CeeDee Lamb, who's a complete slot receiver, and he kills it in the slot. I believe they're gonna put Jackson in the slot and move out Lockett to out wide, but I don't see Lockett having so much success anymore then, if that's going to be the case. But maybe, but if anything, maybe it opens up Jackson, because I do feel like cornerbacks and, safeties are probably more respect Lockett first, and maybe send double coverage over there, and then it'll be double coverage over at Metcalf. So you got one-on-one with Jackson. He probably has great fantasy numbers from just the start of the season, I feel like. So, with Geno throwing in the ball and everything, I feel like that is great. So definitely be looking out to see who they play first, because if it's anybody with a weak corner in the slot, I'm definitely attacking them, like, every week, matter of fact. This is a great pick to me for, like I said, I really wanted this receiver. So good job for the Seahawks. Y'all offense is probably going to be crazy this year. Let's see. So we got next up. Wow. this was a shocker to me, man. And I think maybe the Chargers felt that the receiver they wanted to draft just got drafted right here. Because I kind of thought, Keenan Allen's getting older. They would try to get a slot receiver, maybe so Keenan Allen could kind of train him, learn all the ropes and things like that. But instead, they went with another Mike Williams, basically. That's what I feel like. They just got another Mike Williams. But hopefully this one just stays healthy. That's all I can really say. And I think he had some injury problems already a little bit, but hopefully he doesn't. Cause yeah, they're comparing him to T Higgins. He's like a lot bigger. I feel like with muscle wise, T Higgins. This is a really good pick for them though. Period. Like I mean, you just got two big weapons out wide with Mike Williams and Quentin Johnson, man. Like, and he's now like if freaking Keenan Allen can stay healthy, whew, the offense should be really lit, man. This is great. Like I don't even know what else to say. Like I'm definitely gonna be picking the Chargers. Like if they have good matchups, because this should be an explosive offense. Like for real. I don't know what they're gonna do with Eckler though. I think we're still waiting for that news, right? So I don't know what's gonna go on there, but they probably end up drafting a running back next. Because I don't think they're gonna re-sign Eckler because I know he wants to get paid. So, but this is a really good pick to get started for them. So good job to the Chargers, man. Y'all should be very excited for this year. Zay Flowers, man. Oh my God, I even wanted this dude, but I know he might have not fit my offensive scheme and things like that. I'm shocked the Ravens picked him, but not really. I mean, he does fit since they have Odell. You got Bateman. You already got Andrews. You got Dobbins at running back. You just signed back Lamar Jackson. Now you can use a gadget receiver and just maybe a crazy slot receiver, dude. Like they basically got Marquise Brown over again, but even better, really, to me. I feel like this boy could be way better than him. Like I really do feel that way because his quickness is, oh my God, he's gonna make people miss, man. This dude's gonna have, oh my God, if they just get the right offensive scheme for this team, because if they was to play more like the Chiefs or something like that, this team is gonna be crazy, man. Oh my God, like yeah, picking Lamar almost every week, man, it might be the thing. It really might be the thing now because I don't see how is like if Odell can just stay healthy, Dobbins can stay out there healthy, at least for the first 3 weeks or so. We might need to just pick Lamar and just let it fly, like because and stack them because until maybe somebody get hurt or something like that and it start kind of falling apart. But hopefully it doesn't. For Ravens fans' sake, I hope it doesn't because y'all are supposed to be seeing the most electrifying offense this year. Like this is gonna be crazy to watch. It's gonna be so exciting to watch. Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, Dobbins, Andrews in the red zone, things like that. Like you can't stop it. Then you got Odell Beckham over there. Bateman's probably gonna come to form. Like it's gonna be crazy, man. This is just gonna be crazy. Like this competes with like Miami Dolphins and things like that. Like and the Chiefs. So I can't wait to see their schedule too to see who they matching up with because this is gonna be fun. Like this game, I know one game's gonna be great. The Ravens versus the Bengals. I can't wait. I can't wait, man. That's going to be such a, oh my God, yeah. So we're going to keep it moving, man. Good job to the Ravens fans there with that pick. We got the next pick, Jordan Addison, man. Coming from USC, man. Great. This was a great pick for the Vikings, man. My division and everything like that. Another divisional rival here. Great pick for them, man. To lose Adam Thielen, you knew he was banged up. You didn't want to pay him. Good job because I wouldn't have paid him either. Wasn't like he was in his prime anymore. He's been banged up for like the last 2 to 3 seasons. Hasn't really made it through. KJ Osborne already being there out wide. And to take a slot receiver, come right in, they got him compared to Keenan Allen. Like, you kidding me? Like if he's even a St. Brown, you know what I mean? Like, this is going to be crazy. Like, you got a St. Brown like the Lions do, and then you get, Jefferson and Osborne out wide. Like, not even counting that they got Hawkinson too at tight end. Like, great team, man. Great pickup for them, man. Like, for real. Like, I'm happy for them. Like, this is like for Viking fans. Like I said, like even though y'all one of my rivals, this is a great pick for y'all. I know this is gonna work out for you. Like, I know this kid is really good. So good job. Y'all got 2 now elite, probably route running receivers out there. It's gonna be hard to stop them offensively, but defensively, that's where we're gonna be attacking them, man. Like super. So then we move on. We got the Giants here, 25th pick. Okay, so Deontay Banks, cornerback. I can't remember for sure how bad the Giants was at cornerback. I really can't remember. I felt like it was something on the Giants. I don't know if it was their slot corner or something like that. I feel like something we attacked on their defense, and maybe it was the slot corner, and maybe this kid is gonna play in the slot. Let me see if it says anything about that though. Wow, his technique needs to get better. Okay, his strength and length to reroute receivers. Okay, string quick feet, lateral agility, taller corner. Okay, plays with aggressive mindset. Okay, doesn't really say much about that. I don't really remember like in Maryland where he was playing at, but like I said, I think they needed a slot corner here, but maybe he's gonna be out wide. 7 games, okay, so that's why. So okay, I see. So Dory Jackson had missed a lot of games, so that's why they picked up cornerback. Okay, so it was something they probably needed and everything like that. So I don't really see this being a bad play for them. I mean, they're definitely going to need defense in that division that they're in and everything. You know, when you got to stop the Eagles, stop the Cowboys offense. Not really much with the Washington really just yet, but they do have elite receivers over there. So yeah, do definitely need a cornerback. So this is a good pick for them, man. Good job for the Giants, man. And moving on here, we got first tight end off the board, man. I couldn't believe the Bills took him, but everybody's trying to beat the Chiefs, man. Everybody's trying to beat the Chiefs. So I know Chiefs fans gotta be happy, watching everybody trying to become them. Like this is supposed to be Travis Kelce to them, and they got him compared to Zach Ertz. But yeah, they're hopeful. I'm sure that he becomes Travis Kelce, somebody they can go to on third down and in the red zone every time type of thing. They're hoping that this is the piece that gets them over the hump. I'm sure in the playoffs. Coming up big, like I said, on big third down plays. You need just 5 yards or even some big yards. They just hoping that he gets open and score some touchdowns for them over and over. So, and I feel like it could be the piece, man. Really could be the piece for them that they needed. So almost the same exact height as Travis Kelce. You think Kelce might be only 6'3" or something like that. But yeah, so really good play, good pick here for them, man. And like I said, it was a shocking pick to me, and then they traded up, I think, for this pick too. So really great job for them. I feel like this pick, they traded up because they wanted to not let the Cowboys get them, and that is hilarious. I feel like everybody tries to do this to the Cowboys. But let's get into the Cowboys. Like I said, good job to the Bills fans, man. And it's going to be definitely somebody I'm going to be playing in fantasy, Dalton Kincaid, for sure. And then we got Mozzie Smith. It looks like Micah Parsons was happy with this pick. I know he was mad that the Eagles took the other pick earlier in the draft, defensive tackle and every player and everything. But, this seems like a really good one too as well. Coming from Michigan, we know how strong their defense is usually. So, he's probably got good training and coaching and everything like that from there. And he's going to be really good on this Cowboys defense. Like I said, with Micah on one side and probably sending Mozzie on the other side, man, it's going to be crazy, I'm sure. And they need to be able to get some pressure. Like I heard Micah already say, we got to stop this quarterback sneaking that's going on. And I know he was just aiming at mostly Jalen Hurts and everything over there in that division. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. This is a good pick for them, man. I know they wanted to get Kincaid. I'm sure they wanted to get Kincaid, which is weird to me because I thought they was cool with having Ferguson. We know they lost Schultz and everything, but I know they probably was looking like, we need to at least grab this kid here. Since there is still about 4 tight ends on the board, like I said, only one has come off the board so far. So we'll see what they do in the next round. But yeah, this is a good start for the Cowboys here. They need to bolster their defense. They've been doing their offense for so long, and it's like the defense is still getting exposed. So yeah, good job for the Cowboys there. Let's move on. We got an offensive tackle to protect Sunshine, man. I think that's a good move for them. I don't remember him getting sacked. I know what I'm talking about. I do remember him getting sacked now. Now that I really think about it. Yeah, he does get pressure. And it'd be like in crucial situations too where he needs some time, extra time in the pocket. And so this really helps. And like I say, I always like teams that are trying to at least make sure they franchise quarterback stays protected, because Seahawks did not do that forever. But now it's so funny that they got Geno in there. It's like their offensive line is way, they were way more invested in that now that they have Geno than they was with Russell Wilson. So, but like I said, it's always good to see that. So good job for the Jaguars here, man. Should buy more time in the pocket for Sunshine to throw the ball. He already has a lot of good weapons out there. Now adding Calvin Ridley to that, yeah, definitely needs more time in the pocket to dump the ball off or go deep to Calvin Ridley and the rest of those receivers over there. So good job for the Jaguar fans there. Miles Murphy. Let's see, for the Bengals defensive end, motor pass rush, who has great takeoff quickness. That's great to hear. He uses long arms to neutralize offensive linemen and closes well. Okay. Instinctive run defender. Okay, that's great, because I believe Jaguars are some team we kind of picked on for the run. So this is good. Maybe this helps, a little bit where we can't really take too many running backs anymore, against the Jaguars. But we'll have to see, how that really pans out. But I believe that they was one of the teams where maybe it wasn't the actual run, maybe it was more like pass catching running backs, something like that. But I got to go back to my notes and stuff like that, especially before the season gets back started. But I think this is a good play. They comparing them Bradley Chubb. Yeah, this was a really good pick then, if that's the case. They already got the other defensive end they picked up last season. And so now you grab another one on the other side. Like I said, that's the best way to do it. It's the best way to do it. So oh my bad, this is the Bengals. Why did I think this is a Jaguars pick? Why did I think that? Because their pick was right here. I'm tripping. I'm still thinking this is Jaguars. This is Bengals pick. They do need this bad. My bad. Yeah. The Bengals definitely needed this because they have like no defensive pressure, it feels like. So getting a Bradley Chubb type player for them, yeah, wow. Like they definitely needed that. They need to be able to get the pressure to get to Pat Mahomes and get to Josh Allen's. And let's see, what did I miss here? He chases with great effort. Oh, yeah, see, that's what they need. They need somebody that's going to nonstop chase these quarterbacks because they're going to run. They're going to still be with their head up or ready to take off running. They need somebody that's not going to give up. So, great pick for the Bengals, man. That's a good job for y'all, man. Y'all should be very excited about that. Let's go to the last 3 picks here, man. So, we got the Saints. What was this? A defensive tackle? Okay. I mean, this is great. You already have Cam Jordan, right, still. So, I mean, their defense always is pretty tough, man. So, yeah, Zach Allen comparison, okay. Powerful and flashes a hand fighter. Okay, locates the ball quickly, chases down ball carriers, and effective tackler. Okay, great. Yeah, this is great, man. I mean, just keeps the Saints defense being tough as it always usually is, man. I've never seen the Saints be really whack defensively. I mean, since they like Drew Brees and stuff like that has been there for like, and now they have Carr. This is good. You want to get the ball back as many times as you can to Carr, so that way he can operate that offense and things like that. But I think they do need to boister up the the offense that they do have, because I don't really know other than Michael Thomas, Olave. They're missing a good tight end, and I feel like another receiver basically. Yeah, like they picked up Jamal Williams, I know, at running back this year in the offseason, so they got at least some decent running back. This is good that they keep boosting up their defense like this. Like they already had the Honey Badger, got Cam Jordan, now you got Brian Brees. Yeah, this is nice, man. This is a good job for the Saints, man. So we move on. I can't believe this right here. Like I said earlier, getting back to the Eagles, man. Just go ahead and just put your money on them, man, because they winning it. Like, I don't know what's going to go wrong here for them. It just feels like everything's going right for them, man. Like, if they would have won already, I think at least I know that division would be hating them right now, because it's like how they just put themselves in the perfect spot, man. Like, having these 2 picks that they got in the first round is crazy, man. And it's like they really was just able to, fill in the last pieces to the puzzle. That's how I feel, like, with these picks they got. And we know they still got more picks to come. So, who knows? So far, I think who's winning the draft, first place right now, it's got to be the Eagles. Got to be the Eagles first. But we'll see how it all, because last season it was the Jets to me. That was like an A+ draft for them. So, they was first place to me. But we're going to, come back to, this at the end when the whole draft is done and everything. We're going to go over who was the best team, period, with all their picks. The last pick of the draft was the Chiefs, the Super Bowl winning Chiefs. Defensive end, I could have swore they lost their the other Jones. I think they lost him, right? They didn't pay for. Oh, my bad, not other Jones. It's Frank Clark, right? Yeah, gone. Okay, perfect. So then you get somebody to replace Frank Clark. That was perfect. Perfect move for them. Like, I was kind of thinking they might have drafted a tight end, but I'm sure they possibly. I mean, they're probably cool with Kelsey still, of course. But it was just really good tight ends there. I thought they was gonna go ahead and get one. I know they probably was more wanting to draft Zay Flowers here, but he was already gone. And I know they really wanted to draft him because not having a Mecole Hardman no more or Tyreek Hill, They're gonna be missing that, man. That's just gonna be missing. Even though they picked up John Ross before the end of the season, they was already able to sign him. So for next season they'll have him on the team. So they got John Ross and and all the other receivers that they already have, but they did lose Juju too as well. So I know somewhere in this draft they're more than likely going to draft a receiver, and there's a lot of receivers, or not a lot I would say, but at least a few that just have a nice like 4.3 40 type speeds, and I feel like they're going to draft one of those fast receivers. So good job to the Chiefs though in getting this pick here, because you definitely needed it. With Frank Clark, and you didn't want to play Frank Clark, so it's a good replacement here. We'll see how he does though. But it still feels like a defense that I'm definitely gonna be picking on, because the Chiefs defense was exploitable. Like, you can definitely throw on them. Feel like you could run on them too. But we'll see how good this picks end up being for Felix that they drafted. But yeah, Chiefs, I mean, y'all the Super Bowl champions, so I mean, come on now. Like, it's nothing else to be said. But it's your boy J Star, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that review, man. Trying to go through every team, give y'all some hope, if you did pick well. Like I said, gave you some kind of little advice too as well. But it's gonna be way more fantasy advice as we go on, man. Through this draft. Like I said, we got second and third round tomorrow. Should be very fun. I cannot wait to see. Hopefully the Packers come through freaking big, man. I'm gonna be excited, y'all, if we get some offensive players that are really good. But if we don't and we end up drafting some defensive more people, I'm gonna be kind of pissed off, y'all. Just to be real with y'all. So coming back on tomorrow, if you already know that we drafted a freaking defensive person, just expect me not to come with that energy of excitement. But if we do, oh yeah, I'm gonna be very excited. Might to toast up and have a shot or something like that for finally drafting some two. I hope those two back-to-back almost picks we got in the second round are two offensive, pretty elite talent that can help Love, man. But like I said, I'm happy about the trade with Rodgers, man. I'm ready to move on and see what Love can do. But I just feel like we need to give him all the help that we can so he can have a successful season, because most of these quarterbacks, most of these teams with, franchise quarterbacks like that, that are starting new, they're getting their quarterback so much help, man, and that's why they're able to succeed, man. They're not just out there with some busters. Like, I feel like kind of what the Cowboys kind of did when they first had Dak. They didn't really have that many people for him, so it made it hard for him. All he had was Zeke. It wasn't really nobody to throw the ball to. So I don't want that type of start for Love. I kind of want him to have more weapons than just Christian Watson and things like that. So let's see. We'll see how it goes, man. Like I said, we'll give a full grade once the whole rounds is done. And I'll try to just go through real quickly, because I know there's a lot of rounds to go through. But tomorrow will be a full out review like we kind of did today. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy it. It's your boy J Star. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.